Hey everybody, if you are liking my reactions with Sid, I just wanted to let you know we have started our own channel called But Did You Like It Reactions. I'll put the link in the first comment down below. It will be pinned, and we hope to see you there. Next week, we will begin uploading Better Call Saul and Dexter as our first two shows that we're reacting to. But don't worry, I'll still be uploading things here on my channel. Next month in May, I will be uploading House of Dragons and Arcane. So I hope to see you in all of those reactions. Have a good day. Hey everybody, my name is Hunter. This is Sid.
Hello.
And we are watching Chernobyl episode 5. What happened last week? Let's see. The firefighter's wife, I forget her name, she had the baby and it only lived a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. They realized that what happened with the malfunction of the reactor, and there was
Yeah, the
16.
shutdown was AZ-15, AZ-5, sorry, AZ-5. That the shutdown button, which basically acted as like a detonator in
Yeah, yeah.
that very unstable reactor. Yeah.
No, I was asking there what how many other reactors are there? 11, 16, something like that. I
Oh,
can't remember.
I don't remember the number, but like a
A
lot,
lot.
basically.
Yeah,
One
a
one is
lot.
too many in this situation.
Exactly. So yeah, so they're but they knew ahead of time, like years before, and still, and like instead of fixing it, they just hit it.
Yeah, they kind of knew like,
Typical.
oh, it could possibly be a problem if a reactor is ran under these conditions, etc.
Right. So they, yeah, like, right, they had pushed the reactor basically to like its max and then hit that button, and it was just a
Mm-hmm.
clusterfuck.
What we did follow were the liquidators. We saw their job, which was to going across the neighborhood in Chernobyl, in Pripyat, and basically executing any animals they see.
Right,
And
right.
we sort of saw that, and then we also had the roof clearing. Getting all that debris off the roof was important because it's highly radioactive, and now they can basically build something on top of it to sort of contain the radiation a bit better.
Right, right.
Okay,
Yeah,
ready
that's,
then?
now I'm ready.
Oh, that's the guy who was who held open a door, I think, and then like started bleeding in
Mmm.
the first episode. I only just noticed that's him.
This must be before it happened.
Yeah, this was the guy who
Yeah,
refused to look into the reactor.
yeah.
This is my first time. Like I said, I've like seen clips, etc., but like haven't seen the full episode ever, so just noticing stuff.
Oh, you haven't seen this whole episode?
I've just This is my first time rewatching the show proper. Before this,
Okay.
I've just like seen other people react to it, etc. That's all.
Oh, well, what the hell? You can't count it as watching it if you've never watched it.
And this is my first time rewatching it.
Oh,
I
okay,
have seen
okay.
it once, and then I saw many reactions, and now I'm watching it proper
Because I was
for
like,
the
what the
second
heck?
time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would like to be considered. We'll keep that in mind.
That was a no.
Victor Petrovich.
So do we have to scrap it or what?
No, I don't think so.
Mmm.
Now, if we need to wait 10 hours, we wait.
Running at half power, we're not going to have stability issues.
All the telltale
No,
signs.
I should
Yeah.
I'm not asking you.
It's safe.
Wow.
We'll maintain at 1600. I'll go home, get some sleep, come back tonight. We'll proceed then.
It's crazy how much. It's crazy how much Fomin acts like he's the big man,
Yeah.
but then the moment Burkano comes in, he's like a beaten dog.
Yeah.
Call me when it's done.
So he does all the like flamingo like showboating for everyone below him, but he really doesn't. Yeah. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, it's such a cool decision to put this here now, so that it becomes like kind of like like nostalgic-ish. I don't know, nostalgic, but like just I don't know, weird sort of dread that builds up instead of having it in the beginning, which would be a bit cliched, I guess.
Because they thought back to this moment a
Oh
bunch
yeah,
of times.
totally.
Yeah. Just a perfect. But like they didn't even know though. Like they were unaware of what would happen. So
Yeah, they never expected an explosion.
yeah.
They didn't even, I believe they didn't know about the button
Right.
issue.
Right.
They just knew
Uh,
that it's not good practice to run it
that
at low
hard.
power, etc.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they did because they're like, hey, well, we get the test done, we'll get our promotions, get out of here.
You went to the doctor yesterday. How is your health?
Mm.
You don't know?
From Vienna. Do you read German? It says, at last a Soviet scientist who tells the truth. Obviously, I resent the insinuation, but I think it's fair to say you made an excellent impression at the conference.
Good.
Turns out you're quite good at this.
At what? Lying.
Statecraft, Legasov.
I love this guy's
Statecraft.
dialogue. It's
The
great.
West is now satisfied that Chernobyl was solely the result of operator error, which it essentially was. We have you to thank for that.
He did what he needed
We
to,
intend
but
to.
fuck. Which is why he's writing the letter at the beginning, obviously, or doing the audio, but like,
Yeah.
still.
Tapes.
Once it's over, we will have our villains, we will have our hero, we will have our truth. After that, we can deal with the reactors.
Interesting to say our truth there
Yeah.
instead of the truth.
And every day, it's just holding your breath and being anxious that something's gonna happen again because they haven't fixed it yet. This makes no
Yeah,
sense.
hopefully no one would run it at those conditions, but it's still like
Yeah.
you should. That's something you can't, be like, it's whatever, we'll do it
I mean,
later.
and they can't just like go in there and sneak do it, like, and not tell anybody. Just
No.
do it so nobody, just in
Nah.
case. Like, come on.
I highly doubt. Like, I mean, especially after like the incident, I'm sure there will be even more eyes on
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff.
true. That's true.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I was just like, I don't know how it works over in Russia. They definitely can't do that here. But I was like, I don't know how that works here. No. It's on your sink. There's a garbage can, right?
They just removed him from his position at the Institute. Sacked for the crime of knowing. Why?
Because you're Valery Legasov and you mean something.
That's true.
I'd like
But
to think that if I spoke out, it would be enough.
I feel like she's being very like optimistic,
Sure, yeah.
which you kind of have to be. But at the same time, like realism is a thing. Like,
I totally get her position because like she did all this work to find out,
yeah,
and now it's just going away completely, just unnoticed.
I went willingly to an open reactor.
yeah.
So I've already given my life. Isn't that enough?
No, I'm sorry, but it is not.
She's kind of a badass. I mean, she's
Who,
definitely
she?
a badass. Yeah.
Oh well, I love that character. Yeah.
Yeah.
The theory was this. If the facility lost power, the turbine which had been spinning would take some time to slow down and stop. What if you could take the electricity it was still generating and transfer it to the pumps? What if the dying turbine could keep the pumps working long enough to bridge the 60-second gap until the generators
I like
came
that
on?
he's all knowledgeable about power
Yeah.
plants now. That's really
Yeah.
cool from the first episode.
I was just
Second.
thinking
Any
that.
questions?
That's a very good model too.
No.
Like, I like miniature models like that.
Continue, please.
Yeah. When I do
Test
trials
this
and they have
theory.
reconstruction stuff, it's really fun to see them.
The reactors, the science is strong, but a test is only as good as the men carrying it out. The first time they tried, they failed. The second time they tried, they failed. The third time they tried, they failed. The fourth time they tried was April 26, 1986.
Wow. They're really just
Yeah, you
throwing him
think-
under the bus.
Yeah, they lied about it right from the beginning. That, oh yeah, we did this test, and then like tried doing it 4 fucking times. Like, my God, man, how fucking this dumb do you have to be?
Right?
Incompetent is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
We take it down to 700, hold it there. The rest is study at Chuck and Kersham.
This is awful.
Dyatlov is going to be supervising.
I have to do something I've never done before with Dyatlov looking over my shoulder.
Oh, don't worry. We'll do it together.
This is crazy to show this now. I'm so glad they put this in this episode. I love when this happens. So they must have recorded this whole thing at once and then just split it up because like we came in with them like basically pushing, like having pushed the button just frozen.
Yep.
That's so cool.
switch the turbine off while the reactor's still running. It's not good. Shut the fuck up and do your job.
He's acting as if he's not running a fucking nuclear reactor. He's
It's
acting
a
like he's
nuclear, right? Do you like? Does he understand the gravity of what this is? Like, it's a like. Does he?
I wouldn't run a food stall this way. Like, my god.
Right? Like, how'd you get this job?
I want you to think of Yuri Gagarin.
Poor guy.
I want you to
He
imagine
knew
that
something was
all
not
he has
right.
is a list of instructions that he has never seen
Mhm.
before, some of which have been crossed out. This is exactly what was happening in the control room of Reactor 4. Leonid Topchenov, the operator responsible for controlling and stabilizing the reactor that night, was all of 25 years old.
Poor kid.
Inside the reactor core, in the space between the atoms themselves, something far more dangerous is forming. A poison. The time is 28 past midnight.
The subtle looks of like, what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this shot is fantastic.
I love how the camera's like wobbly and not stable. It's very
Yeah, the camera is like, you know,
yeah,
kind of attached to him essentially.
And
It's
it's
called
like-
a snorri cam shot. And it's crazy because like I have felt that like while doing presentations in
me
real
too.
life.
Before passing out, yeah, me too. So that's why he suggested the
Cool
boron
water
then.
takes heat out of the system. As it does, it turns to steam, or what we call a void. This is the invisible dance that powers entire cities without smoke or flame. And
I was just about to say that. I'm like, it's really, really beautiful science, but God.
Absolutely. I love that moment of like recognition that this is a great thing. Essentially.
Yeah. Like, our brains are so capable of such beautiful things when they go the way they're supposed to.
as it turned out, the men who didn't understand it either.
Easy now. Take it down. Good. Like that.
How do you have, God.
We're following protocol for
How do you have
reduction
people working in there who don't really understand the
This
science?
plant would have done it already.
They're just button pushers then. You know?
Yeah, Toptonov clearly is not prepared for this at all.
Yeah. Love the testimony cut in with the scene.
Did everything right. I think that maybe the core is poison. Well, if you thought the core was poison, then you didn't do everything right because you're choking my reactor. Get it back up.
Switch off local automatic control. Go to global.
No.
LAC disabled, global control activated.
Still going down. Ooh. Quickly.
I did what you said. I switched.
Look at it!
Holy God.
Fucking amateurs, you stalled the reactor. See, if I say it's safe, it's safe. And if the two of you disagree, then you don't have to work here, and you won't. But not just here, you won't work at Kursk or Ignalina or Leningrad or Novovoronezh. You won't work anywhere ever again. I'll see to it. I think you know I will see to it.
Yeah, you're the type of vindictive person to do that.
Oh my God. Yeah, these guys who were telling you not to do that, they're dead now. I love hating characters, especially when they're real life characters.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just want to like look him up and curse at him, like on the page, you know?
Yeah. They're just irredeemable assholes.
I wasn't in the room when they raised the...
Oh, you dick fuck.
You weren't there, then where were you?
Legasov, you are a witness, not a prosecutor. I will ask the questions here.
Bolton, sit down.
If you weren't in the room, then what were you?
So they're in Chernobyl right now?
Yep.
What the fuck? Why?
Russian law was like the crime should be prosecuted in the near district where it took place, and to show that things are safe.
Oh my fuck. Like, are you serious? So we're just... Oh, wow. I can't even pick a sentence.
They heard me, but they listened to you. All the ministers and all the deputies, the entire congregation of obedient fools, they mistakenly sent the one good man. God's sakes, Boris. You were the one who mattered most.
Aww. That was sweet.
That line always gets me, man. That's oof.
The control rods are out. The emergency system has been disconnected. The only thing keeping the reactor in check is water and
I'm guessing he's not gonna say the Z thing is not gonna
AZ5, right?
because that's what would be why he would be making a recording and then killing himself. Like, so I'm guessing he's not gonna like let the cat out of the bag. They're just like, what do you do? Like, what do you do?
But the test requires 700.
Let's get ready.
What's the point in doing a test?
If it requires 700 and it's only at 204, that's kind of a big number difference.
I said it's enough. I know what I'm doing. Stelyachuk.
And you killed how many people and yourself because of your fucking arrogance?
Never mind him. Kirschenbaum.
The steam in the separator drum is too low. 5 atmospheres.
All right, let's all help him.
Oh my god.
We should stop.
You have 15 minutes.
Results would have been
Michael.
useless, but the Atloff didn't
That's
care.
Yep.
All he wanted to do was report a completed
Yep.
test. 1:22 a.m. Chenko,
We already know it's gonna happen, but it's so stressful.
Yeah, I'm like feeling the stress inside me. So
None of them have been told about the test. None of them know what is about.
Oh my god.
At 1:22
Why don't they know?
30 seconds,
Oh, never mind. That's a stupid question.
Turkmenov sees a report from the reactor.
It's this music making it worse.
Well, of course it's saying that. It doesn't.
yeah, I noticed that it's like super low key.
All right, comrade.
It doesn't know we're running a fucking test. It's telling you this is, oh my Jesus. Mary and Joseph, Holy Spirit and Christmas and all. Like, oh my god.
Steam increases reactivity, increases heat, increases steam, increases reactivity.
With nothing else to balance it.
Sasha.
It's at this point where I just
What did you do?
run, get my family, and leave. Like, bye, y'all. Sorry. Fire me. Like, no.
Legasov's already given it away. He said before there was no way to avoid what was
That's not what he's saying. Shut the fuck up, man.
We've had enough for today.
He's gonna, if he doesn't say it now, he's not gonna say it.
I'm finished.
Ooh.
Comrade Sobi.
Yes! As you say, let's go.
Sherbin is the highest ranking person in here, so they have to listen to him.
There wasn't. The shutdown system had a fatal flaw.
Ah, yes. He didn't know this.
At 1:23:40, a Pamyat engages AZ5. Why?
Because you allowed it.
For the same reason our reactors do not have containment buildings around them. It's cheaper.
Hallelujah. He said it.
The
Yeah.
first part of the reactor and sees the impossible.
This short is just.
Oh my god.
Maps which each
Oh my god.
123 and the parts.
Run, bitches!
To 4, designed to operate at 3,200 megawatts.
Oh my god.
Went beyond 33,000. Is now complete.
Oh my god.
And immediately there's that blue light.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And here we are where we first met them.
So beautifully done. This is my favorite episode.
See, I told you.
You mean to suggest the Soviet state is somehow responsible for what happened? Then I must warn you, you are treading on dangerous.
Oh no. You can't like take responsibility for something you fucking did.
We're on dangerous ground right
Exactly.
now. We lie and lie until we can no longer remember it is even there, but it is still there. Lies.
Everybody's like, you know you're dead, right?
Yeah. I love how we, come back to that question of, oh, how does this thing explode, huh? You telling me this explodes? It's like, it's not supposed to, it can't, it's impossible. And he's like, yeah, this is how it goes.
It's just like Titanic. Oh, this ship is unsinkable. This ship cannot sink. It's made of metal. It can sink. Like, it's a reactor. It can explode. Like, the absolute just egos on people. It's man-made, and men make mistakes. Like, oof. Well, I mean, he did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
It's incredibly brave and, like, honorable. You weird Mickey Mouse.
His name is Moscow Mouse. Thank you.
Valery Alexeyevich Legasov. Son of Alexei Legasov. Head of ideological compliance, central to curry favor with Kremlin official. You're one of us, Legasov.
Until you aren't.
When the bullet hits your skull, what will it matter? Why?
It matters, you weirdo. You're one of us.
No one's...
I'm disgusted.
You keep your title, your office.
Does he still get paid?
No one will talk to you. No one will listen to you.
Because this sounds like retirement.
Other men, less will receive credit for things you have done.
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen?
That's how we got here.
Exactly.
That's literally how you got here right now. Like,
Right?
oh
The
my
sheer
God.
fucking denial is
The
insane.
irony. Oh my God. I wish he had said it at Vienna too,
Right.
where it would be, where it would get out easier.
Mm.
Oh, we have. Oh, is that her?
No, she was
Oh,
not a
okay, never
person.
mind. That was someone
Yeah.
else.
Yep. That's very nice, at least.
Aw, that's nice. Wow. Wow. Ooh, damn. Well, yeah, we expected that.
Hey, see,
Mmm.
they actually did an interview with one of them.
Of course not. Aw. I mean, it makes sense though, because their bodies are tiny
Yeah.
and still developing. Because it's not like, directly related to
Yeah, but it's like,
the exposure, but like,
circumstances were created. And it's
yeah.
like,
I mean,
led
and it
to
gets
it.
into their system and it can pass things on to their children too. So, right?
Mm.
Like, 31.
And that's that. Now the title of this episode is Vichnaya Pamyat, which means eternal memory in I believe Russian or Ukrainian, one of them.
That was so good. That was so great. Wow. Like, I mean, we've said every single episode how great it is that the same person did all of them for continuity and for the feel of it, but like, it was just so well done, and I love that they decided to show all of the things beforehand along with the testimony of the trial so we could feel it more. That was just smart, because I didn't even think about the fact that we came in like right at the explosion. Like, we just jumped right in the first episode. So showing all of the beforehand things now during that was just so effective.
Also, it's like the general sort of textbook way to do a disaster movie.
Yeah.
Like starting in this, hey, life's pretty perfect, right? I think it's much better to like start at the end with his death and like you think, oh, like, someone who has no knowledge of this event at all. Like, it has to be something pretty crazy that had happened to lead to this man committing suicide.
The computer's literally like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if a nuclear reactor computer tells me you should stop, you should stop.
You should stop. You should stop. Maybe just stop. Like, oh my God. Like, and even though we know what's gonna happen, You know, like it was just so stressful to see it and to see those men like being like, this is not safe. This is not
Yeah.
good. And
And
then
then
they're the ones who die.
the entire sequence, despite knowing what happened, despite me having seen this once before and like having seen, people react to this series before, like the sense of like dread I felt like inside, like in a physical way, it's
Yeah.
crazy, and it's like absolutely that like the of course the camera and shot selection, but that like subtle score like constantly just playing in the background, amping it up, and
And like even his testimony, like because we talked about when he was walking up to the podium, the unstableness of it. But when he, they want to cut him off and not let him finish his testimony. But like after he starts that part, like his image gets super like sharp in the frame. Like it almost looks like there's like a light on him and the focus is like hyper focused on him and everything else behind him is blurry. And it's just so like he's just so crystal clear. Like I wrote down like they had to have turned up the sharpness on him or something because he was just so clear and crisp during that testimony, and it was great the way they did that.
one thing I will say, and it's like, even though I have been like telling you little things here and there from the podcast and like the real history, etc., and like he did face real consequences for this. When the KGB guy tells him that you won't have any duties, you won't have any friends, you will not be credited for any of the good you've done, etc., etc. All that, like, since he actually faced those genuine those consequences, Mason felt, and he did tell the truth via his tapes, Mason felt he could reflect that by dramatizing this trial and having Legasov be there, because it makes sense as a character thing for him to be there, and we care about that.
And also we need to know like all that information.
Yeah,
So
and we need to know all that information.
The guy who plays Dietlov, that's his name, right? The mean guy. Like this is totally off, kind of, but like I hate him so much in this. And I feel like there's an actress, Jane Seymour. I don't know if you know who she is, but she played a role in a movie, East of Eden. That's what it was. And she played like, this horrible, horrible woman, but she played it so well that like she would walk down the street and people would throw things at her. And like come up to her and curse her out and yell her out because she played such an evil person so well. And that's all I could think of doing this, because I'm like, if I ever see this fucker, I just want to kick him. Like, which is a sign of a good actor. But I'm just like, if I see him, I just want to kick him. Like, oh no, so I can't kick him?
No, you can't.
Side note again, like the set production, the set design, at the trial, like the three people sitting up, higher, the judge or whatever, the front of the desk was like dusty with like handprints and just like dirty. And I was like, oh, that's such a good touch. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
A lot of people in a show like this, whenever something is made up or what have you, people take it to be like sinister in a way.
Right. Yeah.
And like it's like, oh, he's trying to say something about the politics. I'm like, not exactly. Like, because if you listen to the podcast, he does his absolute best to be truthful about everything he believes to be true, everything that is true, and then like what he fuzzed up in the show and why it is that way.
But I mean, like, you can't have this conversation and talk about this event without being political. Like, you can't.
Absolutely,
because that's what controlled most of what happened before and after. The fact that they like hid that this thing could, malfunction could happen instead of fixing it was political. The fact of all this other stuff that happened afterwards is political. So you can't like not talk about that. That makes no sense.
Every time like some sort of big government cover up of any kind, of any place, whenever it happens, and like you see, oh, they knew all along, and like they terribly handled it, and it's like all these things I just can't help but think of this show, again and again, because it's like it's absolutely asking, because like people trying to ignore the truth, trying to hide it, and like it's like it doesn't matter because it comes out. You know, like all the whistleblowers and like regarding the NSA and all that. Governments lying about the, suppressing COVID numbers. I believe that happened quite a bit in India.
Yep.
All the COVID handling by Trump in the USA and all that misinformation. It's like I just can't help but think of the show because it's like,
because that's what happened. Like that's just
it
how it
is,
works. It's since the
yeah,
beginning of time. That's how it's worked for
yeah.
people in power. This is heartbreaking. Like it's a great show in and of itself, but the story itself is just, because I didn't know that much about this at all.
Yeah.
But I absolutely adore the way you get like the human perspective from the firefighter and his wife.
I think that's why it's a great choice to get to see, because not only do we find out what happened, which by the way, they know they have an accurate timeline of events of like what happened inside that the control room, because those people were interviewed, one, and two, the Scala computer system they mentioned at one point that basically records every little decision and like button that is pressed basically.
Right.
So they have
right.
like a proper timeline of like what button was pressed, what happened, blah blah blah. As he like kept saying, okay, we have clearly fucked up here because the power is way too low. We should go into the proper procedure, where we shut down the reactor over like 24 hours so that it's safe and then we can restart again. But then again, of course, they just Dyatlov kept pushing again and again.
Oh man, anything else you want to share before we close this out?
I took 1962 words of notes, but I'm not gonna go through all that. But
I appreciate it. Thank you. That's all for this video and Chernobyl. I'm so glad I watched this with you, Sid. Thank you for watching it with me.
Glad to have watched it with you.
Yeah. And everybody, comment, like the video, comment down below, tell us what you think, anything you want us to know that we haven't mentioned, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
All right, bye.